Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to do some small talk on natural hair. So this is really part one to my series that I introduced a couple of weeks ago. And basically today I just wanted to talk about, well, I was in Target heading towards the natural hair care aisle in the area that has the natural products, and immediately when I turned into the aisle, another customer was shopping for products, and she looked up at me twice, because she looked at me once to see who was coming down the aisle, and then she looked at me twice because she saw that I was natural. And immediately off the bat, because she had a couple products in her hand, she looked like she didn't really know what she was shopping for, and immediately off the bat she asked me, what do you recommend for natural hair? So my mind was like, that question can be answered in so many ways, and it can take so long, and I can blurt out a whole bunch of stuff, and by the time I get to 1 minute of blurting out, you'll be looking at me with your eyes like a deer caught in headlights. So I try to keep it really simple, because sometimes when people ask me that question, I go really in depth because I do the curly girl method. So I asked her a couple questions because her current hairstyle, it looked like she flat ironed it or added heat to it. So I asked her, you know, did she add heat to her head? She said yes. And then I asked her, what kind of style are you planning to put your hair in? Are you planning to twist, do a wash and go, or heat your hair again? And she said, I'm going to do some twists. Well, that narrows everything down to certain products like butters and thicker consistency. Really, you kind of do got to go even deeper with your hair. You do got to find your porosity. You do got to know if your hair is fine or thick, or, you know, whether it takes a long time to dry. So then I explained to her, so products you use for heat, necessarily you don't really have to use for when you're in your natural state, like wash and goes or twists and stuff. So I gave her I tried to run down a whole lot of information and put it in a small box for her. And I was telling her, when you heat your hair, you use products with silicones in it to coat your hair. And those silicones, only way to get rid of them is a sulfate shampoo. And I showed her that on the shelf, most of these shampoos on the shelf are sulfate free. So you won't be able to get rid of those silicones, and eventually your hair will dry out if you do not. So I told her, because she has currently put heat to her hair, she probably used products with silicone, so she's going to need a sulfate shampoo to get rid of them. And then I encouraged her to deep condition after that, and then I showed her some recommendations of products, creams, butters that I like in regards to twists. And I kind of showed her on the back of certain products that have silicones in it, and like Q2 Shea Butter's leave-in or leave-in treatment, it has some silicones in it, but not a lot. I think like some other lines, I showed her an example so that she can see it. But a lot of times, you know, if you're not really in the curly girl method, or you're just new and you have to research that stuff, it's kind of foreign. So my question is, or my statement is, or whatever, when you become natural, when you think about it, when you transition, whether you're transitioning or you big chop, you really, to me, I feel, need to ask yourself, do you prefer to go the natural route? And sometimes it's called the curly girl method. It's another method. I can't think of it, but, or are you more tuned to just the other way? Not really caring too much if it's silicone. And it's okay to put silicones in your hair, that's fine. Just know you have to use a sulfate shampoo. You can't use the sulfate free shampoo, otherwise you're not getting rid of the silicones and your hair is going to eventually dry out. A lot of naturals automatically gravitate towards the sulfate free shampoo, not realizing that if they choose that route, they need to know that, they had to have products to go along with it that are non-silicone. So when you go natural, think to yourself, you really got to do your research, but think to yourself, do I want to go natural, or do I want to go, or am I okay with silicones, and am I okay with sulfate shampoos? Which those are fine. Just know those two go together. Silicones, sulfate go together. Sulfate free, no silicones go together. That works. So some of these natural products, they claim to be natural, and they may have some natural ingredients, but they're not. So you have to know what you're putting in your hair, just to make sure you're not drying out your hair, because you know our hair is already dry. So if you leave it on silicones and you thinking you're putting oil in your hair and moisturizing your hair, it ain't getting to your hair because you have this coat on your hair. It's like a coat. You can't, you know, put moisture over top of a coat or a sweater and think that your skin underneath is going to be moisturized. So that's kind of where I was trying to direct this customer shopping in Target in the natural hair care line. And I hope I helped her without totally confusing her. I did pick out some products that I think that she might like, but again, I would have to know her density. I would have to know her porosity to fully give her an analysis. But that's my natural hair care discussion for today. Just think, you know, when you go natural, whether you're transitioning and you're big choppy, just think, am I going to go natural with natural products, or am I going to just be okay with others? And a lot of people choose not to do sulfate shampoos because it strips your hair completely of all your oils, and then you got to work even harder to get the oils and the moisture back in your hair. Versus the sulfate free shampoo, you don't have to work as hard. So, and then definitely co-washing is with the sulfate free in the no silicone area versus silicone and sulfate. So if you decide to co-wash, I would advise you to do silicone free products. I might, when I do my Curly Girl series, which I've been procrastinating because I just want to give the correct, I want to give good information. I am going to put examples of silicones. You just see it in the ingredients. A lot of times it'll be a word like the dimethicone or amicone. It'll have cone at the end of it, or he'll have AXNE, I think. Mineral oil kind of works on the same basis of that, and petroleum. So those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think, or if this was helpful. And stay tuned for more, and eventually I will get my Curly Girl series out. I know there's a lot of videos on that, but I just want to do it too. But I should have more videos to come in this area, and stay tuned. Bye bye.